Minnesota's news channel, KSTP Channel 5. Stan Turner, Ruth Spencer, Dave Dahl, and Bob Bruce bring you Eyewitness News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. Topping the local news, a shocking escape from an Anoka County courtroom.
People in that courtroom were stunned. Now, the defendant suddenly dashed from the room and escaped in a waiting getaway car. And what makes this all the more ironic is the reason the man was in court in the first place. Mike Binkley reports he had just pleaded guilty to a charge of escape.
Robert James Deans of Fridley has been on the run before. In '85, he got a weekend pass from the correctional facility in Lino Lakes and never came back. Once they caught him, he was set to go on trial here in January of this year, but he walked out of court while his attorneys were in the judges' chambers. He was back in court again today and this time pleaded guilty. But just as they started talking about sentencing, he fled out the door and down the courthouse steps as the bailiff scrambled after him and others in the courtroom watched in disbelief.
If I had been perhaps a foot over, he would have knocked me over, but I was not in his way.
That must have been quite a surprise.
I had never seen that happen before.
The bailiff who was guarding him in the courtroom chased him all the way down the stairs and out here onto the street where a car was waiting for Deans, and he jumped in. The bailiff got his hand on the car door's handle, but the car drove off, knocking the bailiff to the ground.
It is believed he was assisted this morning in the escape by a St. Paul woman and 2 other people, male, I believe.
The getaway car is described as a black '61 Chevy with gray primer spots and the license number BMS 965. Deans is a convicted armed robber, and after he walked away from court the first time, he was arrested and later pleaded guilty to trying to hold up the Medina Ballroom. Witnesses say in court this morning he seemed quite calm and controlled, and handcuffs were taken off him.
In this particular case, there was no indication that extra security was needed.
The sheriff says that's because his earlier escape from Lino Lakes had simply been a walkaway. No one was injured in today's incident. In Anoka, Mike Binkley, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
The St. Paul police have arrested a suspect in the weekend stabbing death.